Hello everyone, this is Dante Elephante, and you're listening to episode 2 of the Dante Elephante podcast. Today's beat is brought to you by Nate Mori. If you have a beat and you want it to be on this podcast, just send it to me. Send it to me at the email. I'll put the email in the description, and you can send it. You can send it all over. Well, we got Rafa Rose on the podcast today. If you don't know, Rafa Rose is Rafael Rosendo. He plays bass in Dante Elephante, and he's one of my best friends. And yeah, he just released a record on Friday. It's really good, and I'm obsessed with it. And it's been getting some good response. I know a lot of people have been sharing it. It's so good. How's everyone doing today? Yeah, good? I feel pretty good. It's been a relaxing Tuesday morning. Kind of got up, made some breakfast, watched a little ESPN, did some social media, helping out the local community by posting on their social media. That's what I like to do. Yeah, so with me and Raf, we kind of went track by track. I think if you're like a real songwriting nerd, you might like this podcast. If you just want to know how songs are written, like I kind of asked them a few questions about like chords and how did the song start, was it the chords, the melody first, like keys first. So I think if you're just like a music nerd, you'll really dig this one. And I'm excited. This is like the first like long form podcast, and that's like really cool. And so yeah, we talked about where he's from, the craft of songwriting, which is interesting to some people maybe. And we answered a few of your questions on Instagram. Thanks to everyone on Instagram for giving us questions. That's awesome, because last time I didn't know what to talk about, and now we have like a lot to talk about. Big thanks to everyone who listened to episode 1. Update on me. We went into the studio with Eric Glossies. We'll give him a shout out later in the podcast. We went to the studio with him on Sunday, which is great because we're working on putting like actual strings on this next Dante record. So that's really cool. And it's sounding so fucking good. And we're almost done tracking. I think we're going to try and get in next Sunday again and just finish it off. And maybe a podcast with Eric. We'll see. Well, that's pretty much it. I'm going to go see Brian Wilson on Thursday at the Greek with the Zombies. Cullen Blundstone's one of my favorites. So I think that will be a show I can talk about next week too. I don't know. I'm excited. I saw one clip online. It doesn't sound like he's singing a lot. It legit doesn't sound like he's singing a lot in this show. So we'll see. I wonder how much he's actually going to sing, or if it's just like people singing and Brian Wilson's kind of just there playing piano. Either way, I'm honored and really excited to see the genius, the master at work. We'll see. You know, that's the thing with like Brian, is that like I don't want to see a puppet on stage. I want to see Brian Wilson singing it out, playing. But you know, it's fine. It's just how it goes. He's a puppet sometimes, and he has a great band around him, and I'm excited to see it. He and I are on the same booking agency, so I can't talk too much shit. I'm not really talking shit. I just want the best for Brian Wilson, as most of us do. All right, well, let's get into it. I'm gonna take a quick break, and then when you get back, it will be Rafa Rose Forever on Instagram. And before that, let's talk about a few shows. Let me just get this out of the way before we take that quick break. If you are interested in seeing me DJ, you can catch me DJing at Topa Topa in Santa Barbara on Friday, September 13th and 27th from 8 to 11 p.m. and the Saloon in Ventura on Saturday, September 14th and 28th from 10 p.m. to close. Also add another DJ gig on the 27th, so I'm going to be doing, Rafael will be doing Topa Topa, and I will be at Moxie for the California Honey Drops, just spinning vinyl for that. So we're splitting up that day. You can still see both of us. If there's, if you don't buy tickets to the Moxie, go to Topa. You will hear Rafael DJ. And then, of course, November 2nd, Dia de los Muertos with Chicano Batman and Los Retros at EOS. That's right, baby. EOS. In the parking lot, actually. So you're not actually going inside EOS. It's the parking lot, just to make sure. And, no Dante Elephante shows just yet, but hopefully soon. We're working on it. Don't worry. Things will happen. And cool, let's take a quick break, and then we'll be back with Rafa Rose. Thanks for listening to the Dante Elephante podcast. If you want to support the band, go to www.danteelefante.com for merch and tour dates. Visit our Patreon and become a member to get exclusive podcast content and all vinyl monthly DJ mix and more. You can find Dante Elephante on Facebook, Instagram at Dante Elephante, and tour at Dante_Elephante. Don't forget to like and subscribe on this video and enjoy the rest of the show. Well, yeah, let's just get started. Well, either way, I was just about to tell you, I was sweating bullets when I did the first podcast, and it was hot that day.
Whoa.
But I think it was I was just nervous as hell.
Oh man, it didn't even sound like it. You sounded like you knew exactly what you're doing.
Like I legit wrote it out.
Whoa.
Like what I was gonna say, and so the first half is like all written out, and then like midway I even mentioned it in the podcast, like.
Oh yeah, like you're
I
reading
feel
a book.
Sounds like I'm reading a book, like, and that's like not like the kind of podcast that I like. I just like the pretty natural talking ones.
Well, it's funny because when I was listening to it, it sounded like all those ones, the really rambly podcasts that you like.
Yeah,
because I never listen to rambly podcasts, dude. Like I want to listen to someone who knows exactly what they're gonna say. But then you love all those podcasts that literally sound like a dude set up a mic and he's talking and like you just happen to just like pop in on his day, which I actually have come to respect because it's kind of cool.
Yeah. Jenny said that it felt like I'm your friend talking to you, and I was like, I kind of am.
I kind of am your friend now.
I kind of am your friend now. Like, I think
honestly, if you're listening to this, you're probably my friend.
You're probably my friend, and let me give you my bank account information. Like, I'll give you money if you want.
No identity theft.
Yeah, no identity theft.
No, we trust everyone on the internet.
Exactly, man. So yeah, that's just like I'm sweating now, and I don't know what that is.
I think it's because this house is hot.
Yeah, probably.
And it's been hot recently.
Yeah, it's been really hot.
I mean, not really that hot, but like hot for Santa Barbara, where there's no AC.
Yeah, you'll notice in like really nice places of the country, there's like no AC because they're like, why? We don't need it. It's just like 2 months. You just live through the 2 months. Like Seattle doesn't have AC.
Yeah.
There's a few places that didn't have AC.
There's like a lot of, and there's kind of a vibe of like kind of bragging about not having AC, but then they like live through it, and it's actually terrible.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like it likes to pretend like it's nice enough where it doesn't need AC, but everyone wants AC during those months. And no one is like willing to let people know that.
Yeah.
They're hiding
it's
it.
pride.
It's absolutely.
It's like, Santa Barbara pride.
It's like the most unashamed like luxury pride you've ever seen.
It's just, I don't want people to know it gets hot here, so we don't have AC.
Yeah, exactly. They're not showing any weakness.
Yeah, exactly. Well, damn, man.
So it's been hot.
So you just put out a record.
I did.
Last Friday, man.
Last Friday. That's right.
That's crazy.
3 days ago.
How does it feel?
It feels, honestly, like a weight has been lifted from my shoulders.
Yeah. How long have you been working on it?
It's funny because I thought it was going to be longer, but I was looking back at the demos, and it was like I was making demos like I had demos from March of last year.
Yeah.
Like, so a little more, like a year and a half, which it felt like longer, but yeah. but definitely like, I don't know. It
Yeah.
feels like it could have been way longer. I feel.
Yeah.
But it feels like a good amount of time to be on a record.
Yeah, I agree, man. Sometimes the demoing process can take so long, and you're just like, "Is this song good?" I
Yeah.
don't know. It's like, and you maybe send it to like 3 friends or something, and
Yeah.
it could take a while.
It can take a super long time.
And then finding a studio or finding studio time, like, luckily we have Eric, Glossy's, like,
yeah.
he like just lets us. He kind of records us, and he's a really sweet guy. And check out his project if you haven't yet. Check out Glossy's.
Check out the song "Runaway Day" if you're just getting started. That's a good one to get started.
Yeah,
with.
that's a good place to start.
But everything's good, I think.
Yeah, and it's 6 songs.
Which one?
Your new record?
Oh, the new record. It's like 9 tracks.
Yeah,
but there's a few interludes in there, and there's like a varying degree of committedness to how much of a song is a track.
Yeah.
Like I would say like the first track is not really a song. It's like an intro. But it's a kind of a song in its own right because it's very like it has a beginning, clear beginning and end, you know, it's not like a loop.
Yeah, it like if the beginning of this record is change choir.
Yeah.
Where does one even start? There's like it's just voices.
Yeah. It's
how do you even where do you like did you write that on guitar and then take the guitar out, or is it just
you know what's crazy about that song is like I just did it as it was kind of like this poem that I had written, and I just kind of like sang it into this looping app, and then I like sang over that, and then I just kept adding layers until it became this whole like crazy choir.
Yeah.
And then after that I came back to that what I had made, and I thought about I basically like simplified the poem and made it into something that I had like because I had written it at a time where I was like really in my head, and then I came back to it and I was like, oh man, I like that time that I made it, like I made it through fine. Like I was going through something, and I just like had to get that out. And then when I came back to it, I was like, oh man, that was not a big deal. Like I remember feeling that tension, and now I'm grateful that it's passed. And I kind of like reimagined, like I imagined me like responding to that and seeing like where I am now and where I was, and like me talking back to that choir. So it's like a little bit of a call and response in that way, because it's like you're like I was talking to myself writing that like whatever like 2 or 3 months earlier.
Yeah.
But I still like was thinking about what I was thinking about then, and I just had a different perspective. So yeah, it was kind of it was an interesting process for me, at least. It was kind of like playing with, I don't know, like time and like your idea of yourself.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you're just making things complicated.
I literally am like making things complicated and kept coming back to that idea, because every time I would come up against some like obstacle, I'd be like overthinking everything and just like, oh man, I really am making things complicated.
It would be so much easier if we could just not do that.
Yeah.
But sometimes we do that. Yeah,
but life is complicated.
Life's complicated,
you know?
and
yeah. And sometimes making things complicated helps you deal with all that complicated stuff.
And it's funny to look back and you're like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
That actually wasn't hard.
It wasn't complicated.
Yeah.
And now you're finding new things to make complicated. It's like, it's a never ending cycle. Crazy.
Yeah. So that's a great track. It starts off the record.
Yeah,
and then,
dude.
You go straight into I Care.
Yeah.
I Care. It's been getting some funny responses. I know a lot of people are really liking it, but some people were saying Benny and the Jets.
Yeah,
is that
definitely.
like a starting point, or is that just something?
You know, it's funny because I think anytime you have that like piano or like synth, like that kind of like that tempo and like how it's just like on every beat, like Super Rich Kids by Frank Ocean is also like kind of like, for me that sounds more like Benny and the Jets because it's an actual piano. And And there's like I mean, yeah, I can't think of any other songs like that. But like I feel like when you hear that beat,
Yeah.
I always think Benny and the Jets.
Yeah.
And actually there is, in terms of production, for sure there was a little bit of a shout out because Tom put some like slapbacky.
Got it.
things,
Yeah.
but definitely doesn't sound anything like Elton John's amazing.
I legit
performance on that.
never thought about Benny and the Jets.
Yeah, I definitely didn't when I was
Yeah.
writing it.
Yeah.
For me, when I was writing it, I was just kind of like feeling like it's kind of a weird feeling chord progression. And I just felt kind of weird that day. I was like,
Was that primarily a guitar song you were writing it on?
No,
or
I wrote it
was
on
all
like
the keys?
like the keyboard on the
Cool.
iPad screen.
Yeah, totally.
The iPad keyboard classic.
Dang, that's wild, man. Yeah, because it's really crazy chords when you eventually transpose them to like guitar. It's like, oh, I've never really played anything like this before.
Yeah, it is kind of funny, and it kind of just like got away from me. Like I just kind of let it like go where it was gonna go, because it definitely felt like, I don't know. I mean, a lot of these songs are just kind of me working out what I'm thinking, and then also putting it to music. So I'm like working out the music at the same time.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of like untying a big knot.
I know a lot of people haven't heard your previous songs, but when I first met Raphael, I went to his show. It was like a birthday show, and
oh yeah,
you'd have to hear those songs. But I'm gonna ask this anyways, even though no one's heard those songs. There's a big jump.
Yeah,
like they're more rock, and they're kind of funny.
Yeah.
But this time it's more soul and it's more serious, but there's still some funny moments. But like,
totally.
What was that jump? Because that was like, I saw you one day and they're like, oh yeah, those are old songs. I'm not going to play those songs anymore. Here, listen to this. And it was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
This is really good.
Yeah. Dude, yeah.
What was that jump?
Well, it's funny because like those songs were songs I was like kind of like, I really hadn't been writing my own music. I'd just been playing in other people's bands.
Yeah.
And then I wrote those songs and I was like, well, these are the only songs I have. Like, I'm just going to try and play these out. And yeah, I don't know. It's funny because I played that show with Kevin, Field Medic, and Jeremy Ferrara, who I actually played bass on his album.
He has a record coming out.
He literally is coming out like right now, and he released a single the same day I put my album out.
I heard the single. Yeah, sounds really good.
I know, it sounds so good. Yeah, so I'm super excited for Jeremy. And yeah, dude, what was I saying? Oh, we played that show together, and afterwards I was talking to Jeremy, and he's like, or no. I actually showed Jeremy the songs when we were on tour last year.
Yeah.
And he said the same thing.
Yeah.
And I forget why, but I think there was something about that first show with Jeremy that I really felt like, oh man, I felt like I wasn't being honest enough with those songs.
Yeah.
Like they were funny, but it felt like they were kind of like disarmingly not serious.
Yeah.
Like I'm not going to like actually try and delve into anything too deep. But then you listen to like Jeremy and Kevin songs, or at least I was, and I'm like, oh,
super
man,
honest, and
it's so honest and it's so good. And I think I was like a little bit afraid to go that deep, but I don't know, I felt inspired by how deep they were going.
Yeah.
And so I was like, dude, I should really explore what else is going on.
Yeah.
Even though I do love those songs still. And like we play when we play live.
Yeah. The Rafa Rose live set has one of those songs in it. And it definitely sticks out, but it's like a good rocker.
It's definitely a good rocker.
Yeah.
And I think also because at that time in my life, I was just feeling like kind of carefree and just like, I don't know, just feeling kind of like sarcastic and funny.
Yeah.
Like I felt very sarcastic and funny in a lot of my outlook on life at that point. So I don't know.
When were those songs written?
Those are like 2015. And I was playing in like a folk band.
Yeah.
So I was playing like folk and then a little bit of rock, and I don't know, not really doing anything else.
So that was 2015.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess that next year was when I went to that show, right? 2016.
Yeah, 2016.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's when that show was, which is crazy to think about.
Yeah, it's a while ago.
It's kind of a while ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah, definitely a big jump, like
yeah.
from doing more sarcastic
Yeah.
songs to these like deep, emotional,
I know.
making people cry kind of
I
record.
know,
Like this is
dude.
like a crying record.
I know.
What do you think when you hear like I'm crying to your record?
I love it. I mean, it's like there are definitely moments where I wanted to cry when writing these songs. Or like there were definitely moments that like moved me to my core.
Yeah.
And things that I felt like I had to get out. And I think in terms of a good story, like a good story is going to hit you emotionally.
Yeah.
And I love those moments where you like get, like in my favorite albums, like when you get to a moment in the album where you're like, oh, and you really like feel it at the pit of you.
Yeah.
I think that those are good moments for me. So I kind of wanted to have that emotion
Totally.
and like elicit that emotion in people. Because it's like kind of a back and forth, you know, like you write songs for yourself, but then you also like when you perform them, you see what they do to people.
The performance part is like, because it's always so self-centered. It's like these songs are for me. I write these songs about my life.
Yeah.
And then that's where it breaks apart and it's like, oh, I'm performing for them.
Yeah.
Now. This is, especially after you release music, it's like no longer yours.
Yeah.
It's everyone's.
Yeah.
To enjoy
Totally.
and to share and yeah.
So that's kind of why I was like, I didn't really want to put those songs out, just because I felt like, as good as they were not what I wanted to give people, you know? Like if they're going to listen to something over and over, I didn't want it to be that.
Yeah.
Like maybe that can become later. Like
it could be something, yeah.
It can be something, you know, a little side
if it's just like a
recording.
good like writing exercise, then, you know, wherever you worked it.
Yeah.
You worked out those melodies, you worked out those chords. And
yeah, it was kind of a writing exercise.
Yeah.
I mean, I hadn't been writing really, so yeah, that was, I think, really good to write and perform a little project was like super fun. Yeah.
That's wild.
But yeah, I just felt like, and my sister, I'd worked on my sister's album and also super inspired by my sister Bam Bloom.
Bam Bloom, shout out
To Bam Bloom. Yeah.
We should get her on the podcast.
I know.
Yeah,
we should.
Yeah, we will. We'll work on it.
Yeah, but I had finished making a record with her, and they were all songs she had written, and she also is an expert in sort of like exploring these, like looking at the most serious parts of yourself in a light enough way to where you can write a song about it, like honestly. And I really respect that about her and her songwriting process. So it's like having worked on that record and feeling like, oh, maybe it's time for me to put something out like that too.
Yeah.
You know, like I was like, it's because it's so good when you, I guess I just kept coming across people in my life making music in a way that I really admired. And I kind of wanted to like join them in that, like pursuing that kind of honesty.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that when you're that honest, like it's the most powerful.
Yeah.
You know, like I think about the Dante song.
Yeah.
The one that I heard when we first started hanging out, the Vive du V.
Oh yeah.
And that, like, for me, and that song is kind of like a sleeper, I feel like, on the album. Like nobody really references it.
Yeah.
And we don't even play it that often live, but it's so like every time I listen to that song, I just like it hits me so hard. I'm just like, it's so good. And the like talking part in the middle.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun. It's just like, yeah, it really gets me.
That was like really hard for me because I've never talked on a record.
Yeah,
before.
that's crazy.
Like, and I don't listen to a lot of music where there's talking in a record. So
yeah,
that was like one of these things where I was like thinking of like what to say, and I was like sweating. I was like, oh, is this gonna sound stupid? And yeah. I think it's important just to be honest. Like that song's like brutally honest about what I was going through at that time.
Yeah,
you know, like that title is like roughly translated to living two lives, and that's what I was like doing at that point before I committed just to being back in Santa Barbara. And yeah, exactly. I like it. I like being honest versus just like, this sounds good, or like, oh, this will get like a lot of streams. Like your record doesn't, like, I think it will get a lot of streams, but it's not a Spotify. We'll see, but it's not like a Spotify built for Spotify kind of record.
Yeah,
It's personal, and it's you.
Yeah,
It's an extension of you.
for sure. I mean, even when I was like in the middle of making it, like I told you, like, and Paul was like, I'm not sure if people even listen to albums anymore in the way that I feel like I do. I mean, as shitty as that sounds, like,
no, yeah,
but it just doesn't seem like
it happens.
The platforms are built for that. You know, they're not built for like a whole, like someone putting out a whole album. Like I remember just like even the fact that you had to buy a CD of someone, unless you were buying like a compilation.
Yeah.
And you had to like have that whole CD, and like you would listen to the whole thing.
Yeah.
And so now the format is very like by song, and so there's really like, but I loved those albums that were kind of like a story, you know, where you listen to like the whole thing front to back and you're like, whoa, it really takes you somewhere. And for me, it's like, I wasn't sure if that was going to come across, but I'm stoked because the people who have listened to it so far have told me like, it does feel like that. And so that's kind of what I was going for. So yeah, like, and it's funny too, because it's not like, I don't know. Like, I think the idea of like being like going for those things, for like that kind of like, oh, like get on a playlist, get on like release a bunch of singles, like that's fine. And I think it fits a lot of genres. In terms of like, you know, when you have a lot of collaborators and stuff, it makes sense to like work on one song. Everyone gets one song done and then you all move on. But for me, it's like I was doing this totally alone. And so I felt like the way that I could really make it stick was if I had like a whole story.
Yeah, I think if you're going to do a record, like, you should be saying something. Or if it's just like a diary of what the last year was like for you, then that's like worthy, you know?
Yeah, I think so. So, yeah, that's kind of like where it's coming from.
Sick.
Yeah.
Okay, so after I Care goes to Little Moth.
Yeah.
Talk about that
song. It's funny. I was just talking to a friend and they were saying how it's kind of a crazy jump.
Yeah.
And it is a crazy jump stylistically, but
yeah, it still fits.
It still fits.
It's like it starts off with, you know, like the drums, and it's like click, click, let's go.
Yeah.
Here we go. And it kind of gets you into the track, but it still sonically fits with the rest of the record.
Yeah, I think so. Well, it's funny because that first line is a reference to a Dante song.
Exactly. Yeah. Call me on the phone.
Call me on the phone, because you know what it does. Yeah, which is funny because like because I wrote that when we were, I think we had just come back from playing at South by.
Yeah.
And I just like had learned that song for that tour, and I was just, it was
that
in my
song
head.
had just come out for that tour.
Yeah, that's
like,
right.
That was like, oh, we're gonna go to South by. Let's put out Call Me.
Yeah. So that's like kind of, that was just ringing. It was literally like ringing around in my head, like constantly. And that I don't know. That song is like,
where does it stand out compared to the other ones? Because it's like, it's more pop. It's more like this could be on the radio, or this could be on, like, does it change for you because it seems more accessible compared to the other ones that like maybe you need to sit down and listen to?
Yeah, I mean, it is definitely like, it is kind of like a straightforward like pop rock.
Yeah,
song.
4/4 kind of.
Choke.
Yeah. It's kind of more straightforward. Dubstep metal.
Dubstep stoner metal.
Yeah. Does that change anything? Like, are you interested in making more straightforward pop like that, or?
Yeah, I mean, well, the thing is, like, another thing I was gonna say about about like putting it on Spotify is like, you don't really Like there is this sort of sense where everyone's like, oh, like trying to get the viral hit, or even just putting it on the internet.
Yeah.
You know, even if it was going to go on YouTube
Who knows
or whatever
what can happen?
platform,
You
it's
just
like
put it out there.
Exactly. Everyone's like, oh, I pray the algorithm like brings me streams. You know?
Yeah. But the algorithm gods, please bless me.
That's like so weird.
Bless me with those
streams.
streams.
But at the same time, it's like I think the album is kind of like it's like I'm self-conscious about. Well, I don't know. I'm not self-conscious about that, but I definitely know like it's funny to think of how this album kind of genre hops.
Yeah.
In the same way that I feel like my listening experience kind of genre hops. And so it's like, as much as I kind of wish that it was all one style, like for me, it's like, I wish I'd written just a ton of songs, like each of the styles on the record.
Yeah.
At the same time, I do like thinking about it as like the radio station in my head.
Yeah.
That's just kind of like, oh, like I'm just kind of singing my own tune. And yeah. So that's kind of how it feels to me. That jump, it feels like you kind of like switch stations.
Yeah. Yeah. And you go from straight rock song to soul ballad or
exactly.
R&B, like
exactly. And like whatever the mood fits. Like that song, definitely the feeling of it is right for what I'm singing about, you know?
Yeah.
Like it's kind of this idea, the song itself is kind of comes from the feeling of like how moths will fly to a flame.
Yeah.
Like we as humans, like as me as a person, like I'll do things like that I feel like is a moth flying to a flame.
Yeah.
And that's like, and then you see other people do that and you like, that's what that's about, is like seeing other people do things like you're not sure if is good for them.
Yeah. Their best interest.
Yeah. And you just like, but at the same time, like whenever I've watched a moth like beat its body against a light, I just think like, what can you do? You know, like it's just going to do that. Like you just have to kind of hope that it's going to be careful.
Yeah.
And that's what that chorus is like, little moth, be careful.
Yeah.
So, and I think I like the clarity of a pop song. I mean, I really do love pop music, and like, and not in any way that I feel, well, I guess I don't have to justify it, because like pop music is pop music, like unselfconsciously, like it's just, I guess like it is actually super self-conscious. So super self-consciously, like it's like it tries to be pop, like it tries to stick to a format. And so and in that way there's kind of like these clear conventions where you have like defined parts, like and you have like something that's like sing along
Totally.
And at the same time though, I feel like it's always so intimate. Like pop songs always just feel very,
they can be super
intimate.
They can definitely be intimate.
And so that's, I guess that was my hope, is like sometimes, pop can feel very like over polished and very like distant, but this was supposed to be one of those ones that's like, you kind of feel it close to you. And
cool.
Yeah. I don't know if that actually says anything. I don't know if that that made sense. I don't know.
It says everything about that track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's supposed to be pop. It's supposed to be like, you know, kind of like, it's almost like it's super artificially structured. Like there's never a point where there's like a breath or like any kind of variation in
it's
a way
just
that
go
exactly.
This part. Now we're doing this part.
Exactly.
This part.
And it feels, if anything, it's like kind of a rushed pop song.
Yeah.
Like, cause I cut through the parts like super fast.
Which is how I love to write. Like
yeah,
there should
but
be
I
like
think
no fat, just like trimmed.
Yeah.
And it's just all the meat and potatoes, and then you end up with like a 2.5 minute song.
And which that one is kind of short. I can't remember exactly how long it is, but it's supposed to be shorter.
Yeah.
So.
Well, those are always my favorite pop songs.
Yeah, I know you do like those.
I love really short and quick and to the point.
Yeah,
it's like this is the first time I've experimented with like jamming at the end.
Yeah,
or having like a long intro and some of the new stuff. It's like that's all very new to me.
Yeah,
and I'll talk about myself, I guess, more.
Yeah,
so I'm not going to talk about myself now.
Yeah,
we'll talk more about you. Where this is gonna sound bad,
Uh-oh.
but we're brown people and we can
As
say this
brown
to each
people,
other.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
Oh my.
What are you?
Oh
no. More in the sense of like you're not originally from the West Coast.
That's true.
You're from the East Coast.
From New York, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, my family moved away from New York.
That's awesome. And then you came to Santa Barbara direct first? Or?
Yeah. We moved to Brazil, actually.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, my family is Brazilian. For all the people who are like, that's a funny question, but really I want to know why his skin is darker than mine.
Yeah, why is he dark?
Why is he dark?
But he's also brown. Why is he white? Brown and white, that should be.
Yeah, brown and white, that's the next one.
That's the next podcast.
No, I don't want to get into that. Although, I will say.
Yeah, and you spent some time in Brazil.
Yeah, definitely.
How long were you down there?
Yeah, we were down there not for too long.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Months, like.
Oh, really? Cool.
Like maybe half a year or something.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, and then we moved to Santa Barbara and been here ever since.
That's tight.
Yeah.
How old were you?
I was I was very young. I was 5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I was pretty young. So Santa Barbara has like, even though my family all very much claims the West Coast, I definitely consider myself West Coast.
Yeah.
In all sentiments, I think, except for maybe how much I love hot weather.
That's not common and not normal.
Yeah, it's not normal here. So I will attribute that. Maybe
is it something like J. Cole?
Jacob
Cole, where he feels this weird connection to the East Coast, even though he hasn't lived there since he was so long? Do you still feel this weird connection when we're in New York?
I definitely remember feeling the feelings that I feel when I'm in New York. Like when I get to New York and like, we stay in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
I definitely remember, this feels like when I was here when I was a kid.
That's crazy.
Yeah, which is funny how New York kind of still feels like that because New York is also very much changed.
Yeah, it's so different.
But and I say that as someone who like doesn't live there,
didn't
like
experience
didn't experience the change. Yeah, like I'm like we got out like later.
See you later. Yeah, what happened to this city?
Sorry about your neighborhoods.
Yeah. You're just like, what happened? You still get to complain though. It's not the same.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's because I have to listen to my grandma complain about that.
Yeah,
so
that's
she's
like the great
real New Yorker.
Yeah.
And my mom. But
that's like the great Los Angeles pastime is complaining about how neighborhoods have changed.
Yeah.
It's like, this has changed. Why has this changed?
Yeah.
Which is like what people kind of say about Santa Barbara. Like, it's changed. But I was like, no, it hasn't.
Actually, Santa Barbara has not really changed.
It hasn't. Like, one block has changed.
It definitely has changed in significant ways. And there are like a lot of other things that we can get to in another podcast about how
we can get it. Let me crack another Modelo. We can get into it now.
There are definitely a lot of things there's a lot of change that is, is not necessarily, I think, good.
Yeah.
But there's also like when you look at how much other places have changed, Santa Barbara definitely feels like it's lagging.
Yeah.
For better or for worse. Like,
yeah.
There's a lot of stuff that I feel like there's a lot of perspectives here that I feel like are very, very old fashioned.
Yeah.
But then there's a lot of nice things about how old fashioned Santa Barbara kind of feels sometimes.
Yeah. I could take you to the house my grandmother grew up in.
Yeah.
Like,
that's
it's
the
still
nice
there.
Thing. It's like there's a lot of people. Exactly. And there's a lot of stuff like that here where it's like people kind of like even today I met someone who's like, oh yeah, I'm 4th generation Santa Barbara. And like people really love that.
They do.
So I don't know. It's like quaint, but also annoyingly luxe.
It's home.
But it's home. Yeah. But yeah, so
I know. It's
man,
like
where were we even going with that?
I don't know.
I don't even know.
I just wanted to find out where you're from.
Dude,
what
that's
are
where
you?
I'm from. That's what I am. But yeah, no, I am I will definitely if I see you and you're brown and we end up connecting.
Yeah.
Not that I won't talk to white people about what I am, but
yeah.
I've just gotten way too many questions about what I am to really want to have that conversation.
Yeah.
But with that said, if we whatever. I love
I don't really
I
get
love
that.
all my white.
I get
my
people
girlfriend's
look
white.
Yeah.
I should say that.
Okay. Sure. Okay. I kind of get just like
No,
other
I love-
Latinos staring at me in the eyes.
They're like,
And they're
"What
just
are
like,
you?" They're trying to figure out
are
if
you
you're
Mexican?
exactly.
I'm just like,
Well,
yeah.
it's funny 'cause
and then
it's
they're like,
definitely a
okay,
thing.
good. Now we can talk. Like,
That's the
okay.
thing. Is it's like it's funny because usually the question is, it's if you're white, people are asking me what I am, and then if you're brown, people are asking me if I'm Mexican.
Yeah.
Because that's like the next level. At least in Southern California, it's
so
like
common. Yeah.
it's like, oh, are you Mexican? But it's funny because if you're in New York, people will be like, oh, are you Dominican or are you Puerto Rican?
Or Puerto Rican. Yeah.
Shout out to my Puerto Ricans. I'm Puerto Rican.
There you go. Puerto Rican.
My family's Puerto Rican and Brazilian.
Damn.
Yeah.
Every time we go to New York, I haven't had any like Dominican or Puerto Rican food.
Dude, we need to go to a Dominican
yeah, seriously.
Dude, they have these crazy like hookah bars.
Yeah.
In New York.
Oh yeah. They love
Dominican
hookah.
and they're just blast Dominican trap.
I love
and
it.
it's actually awesome. And the food is so good.
Oh.
So yeah, we should go to
next time we go to New York, we gotta go.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. What
So
happens
that's where I'm
after the
from.
next track? We just talked about Little Moth. Little Moth then goes into
Into Fine. Yeah.
Fine is that sleeper hit
Is it a sleeper hit?
that everyone's texting me about.
Oh no way.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah,
I'm not lying. People are texting. The word's getting out.
Dude, okay, so Fine. That's funny because I thought that I Care and Let's were the two singles. Like if I was gonna put out singles,
I did,
which I didn't put out singles. I think I'm gonna do video singles instead, and I'll make music videos for that too. But yeah, I did not think Fine was gonna be that much of a banger. But people love Fine.
The thing I thought with Fine, not that it wasn't a great song, but I was like, it's gonna be too long for people. It's gonna be too.
Thought so
but
too.
I think people have the patience because it's so good.
It's funny because I think it's just slow. Like it's as long if you look at the sections of it, it's as long as another song, but it's just way slower.
And there's just like a lot of room to breathe.
Yeah, it's a lot of there's definitely
a lot of
pauses
pauses
in that track.
It's like, but it's nice.
Yeah,
it's something you don't hear a lot.
Yeah, definitely.
Music today is just so like thick bars of audio on the computer screen.
Yeah,
to see something with dynamics, I think is different and cool.
Yeah, dude, thank you. I mean, I really love that track because it's kind of empty. Yeah, like you just really hear the space in it.
Is that, that song's about like a fictional night?
Yeah. It's like two nights. It's like the idea is like it's two nights where, you meet someone and then it's later when you are with that person.
Yeah.
And like it's just these two slices of time of like, where the chorus in between them is like saying like describing what the other person wants and describing what you want. And so, you meet someone and you tell them what you want and you hear what they want. And then you are with them and you still have that kind of back and forth. And you still see how you like what you want and what they want plays out.
Yeah.
And how that is the same or changes or how that feels. That's kind of what that track is it's like you want that to be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's like the kind of the story of it.
Totally.
It's like, it's like two nights, but
cool.
The night that you meet and then a later night when you're together already.
And I noticed you got to put your favorite post-production trick of the gated verb.
Yeah, exactly. I love that.
What is that? What do you...
I know, the rhythmic gate.
I was talking to Eric last night about it. He's like, oh, Raphael, he put it in there. He finally got to put it.
I know. I always want to put it in there.
I know. It's so funny.
I know. Well, dude, I love that. I love that sound. It's just a cool...
It sounds great.
It's just a cool sound.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like...
And how was that song kind of built out? Like, you had the drum beat first? Or what was kind of the start of that?
I actually wrote it on guitar.
Cool.
Yeah, I wrote it on guitar and I was just playing it like kind of in the way that we play it live.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of just like a soul song. And then I just was messing around with it in the iPad.
Yeah.
I love
writing.
beat. Yeah.
I love writing on the iPad, man. It's so fun.
ultimately the beat duties were carried out by a different drum machine, but
Yeah.
but yeah, that's how I wrote it, and then that's where I got like the keyboard and all that stuff, like all the little like sprinklings. But
And that guitar.
but then the guitar came when we were at the
when we were in the
recording
studio.
it.
Yeah.
So
Kind of a spontaneous
yeah,
riff that like really like makes that song pop.
I know,
You
that's
know?
kind of why. Yeah, I'm so excited that we had
Yeah.
that time with that track, because it really felt like it glued it all together.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the sub bass
Yeah.
at the end was dude, I love that.
It's
And
so
that's
good.
actually, it's funny because that's what Paul suggested, dude.
There you go. If
Yeah.
you keep hearing the name Paul, we're talking about Paul Cherry.
Yeah, Paul Cherry.
Our friend. He recorded the new Dante record, and yeah, he's just a great guy.
He's just a great
I went from
he's a
fan
great
to
dude.
friend, and that's like really
Wow.
a really fun experience. Like I fell in love with Paul Cherry. I don't really know how I heard about him. We were on tour in South by, and yeah, I saw Pitchfork posted about him, and it said like this like McCartney-esque pop, like mysterious, crazy pop record. I was like, oh great, sounds good. So I heard his record when we got back from that tour, and Raphael was working at a bike shop where we could do DIY shows. So I just reached out to his agent and I said, I love Paul Cherry. Like, what can we do to get him to Santa Barbara? And that's kind of where our friendship started.
Yeah, and it turns out he's just a nice dude.
It turns out he's just a great guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for the like true life doc where we follow him. And
Someone
really tell you
tagged
what he's all about.
Joey Pepsi tagged Paul Cherry because I posted on Instagram. Who should I get on the podcast? Like, I don't know, sure.
Dude, we definitely should.
And
do it
someone
with
tagged Paul, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna get him. I don't know when,
Dude,
but
just get him on the phone.
nah, I gotta get him when he's in California.
He can set up a mic on his end and just send us the audio.
Clean audio.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He definitely has clean audio on his track. If you listen to his record, which you should, I
Yeah,
listen to it actually a lot.
If you haven't listened to Paul Cherry, it's so fucking good.
Yeah, it's really good. Definitely gonna shout that out right now.
Yeah, why not?
And why not?
Why not?
Yeah. So wow, were we in the? I feel like we're going through the record, but then I feel like we keep.
I think it's fine.
going.
Like
the sub bass. That's
the
why we
sub bass.
brought up
Yeah,
Paul.
that's why we brought up
Yeah,
Paul.
because Paul listened to it and he's like, dude, you should keep going. Because Paul loves to put in pepper in his like goodies, like late into the track. So, which I'm giving away your secrets now, Paul.
That's
like, dude,
It's
everyone's
fine.
everyone's
It's
gonna do
fine.
it. The cherry trick.
The cherry tricks.
But yeah, that was a suggestion from Paul. He's like, dude, you should really hit him hard at the end. And I like it. Like I tried it and I was like, ooh, he's right.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, the ending part is like, I love that part.
How long did it take you to write the lyrics?
The lyrics to that song?
Yeah.
Dude, that was like very quick.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, super quick. I mean, I think that was like just immediately just got them done. Yeah.
Yeah, because there's a lot of great like quotable lines in that one, like
Yeah.
we're out getting reckless, or
Yeah, dude.
or like you seem tired. Are you tired of me?
Yeah.
Like lines like that are just so good.
Yeah.
I don't know if you like slaved over them or they just like poured out.
Those kind of poured out. There are
Yeah.
definitely times where I have slaved over lyrics, and I feel lucky that was not one of those times.
Yeah.
Because that was like very like it felt very cohesive. Like as soon as I started trying to get at that emotion, I just kind of like, yeah.
That's good because it could be
itself.
kind of hard to tap back into it if it's not like right here in this like writing session that I'm in right now.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I know. Well, that's the thing. Like those things are so fleeting sometimes.
It's true.
But I definitely carried it around in my head. Like I was kind of thinking about that melody, and I think I had like had that melody in the chords
For a while.
or that. Actually, I think I started with the pre-chorus.
Oh, what's the pre-chorus?
You seem tired. Are you tired of me?
Oh, you've had that part for a little while.
No. I just was like, I thought about it one day, and then I was like, oh man, that's cool. And then I kind of chased it out.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of wild. It's kind of a wild ride in those times.
Yeah,
You're like,
seriously.
all right,
You're like,
hang on,
oh,
dude."
I thought that was the verse.
Yeah.
Or I thought that was the chorus. Now
Yeah.
it's the verse. And,
Yeah,
you
it's-
know.
Yeah. Actually, it's funny because I actually discovered those lines when I was writing something totally different.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, forget that. I'm just going to focus on this.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it is kind of crazy.
We're talking about the craft.
The craft.
We're talking
Oh my God.
the craft of songwriting. The Great American Songbook.
It's all secrets revealed.
All secret. We're peeling back that curtain.
Stay tuned for the wiki how. Wiki how to release
how I released how I made a hit album. In 3 easy steps.
3 easy steps. Yes, the clickbait. Exactly.
Step number 3 will shock you.
Step number 3 will shock you. Yes. Yeah. Songwriters hate him. 3 easy tips.
Songwriters hate him.
I absolutely, I gotta say, also shout out to Clickbait Ads, because everyone sees them. That is the most relatable content out there.
Yeah, shout out to Clickbait Ads.
It's like,
keep
baiting
me, because it's working.
It's working. I'm totally clicking on all those articles.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I don't, but I always love like referencing them. And we put out a compilation album, and we called it Hot Singles in Your Area.
Yeah, which is clickbait.
And it's funny because it's literally like hot singles in your area. It's not possible for it to be clickbait because it doesn't exist on the internet.
That's right.
So
I guess we could talk about that, like Last Resort Forever.
Yeah, that's true.
What is it? People have been asking.
That's true.
What is Last Resort Forever?
What is Last Resort Forever?
A lifestyle brand.
It's a lifestyle brand. Socks are coming soon.
Socks are still in the work. I'm trying to find a sock guy right now.
A sock guy. If you know a sock guy, please get in touch.
Yeah, exactly.
Ruben, for you listeners out there,
yes.
Ruben and I, we basically met DJing. I was DJing and he was recording his album. And then we just kind of connected on some music that we liked and started talking about music in Santa Barbara, because Santa Barbara is very small and it's kind of a strange music world. Like, it's like the music world is very strange there. Here.
Yeah, there's not a lot.
There's not a lot
going on. It's a really small scene,
and
we were recording Rare Attractions, the record, 2016. If that's about right. Yeah, probably 2016.
No, 17.
2000.
I think it was 2017.
It was probably 2017. So we were doing that, and our buddy Richie De Maria.
Yes, shout out to Richie.
Shout out to Richie.
Absolutely.
We'll get him on the pod too.
Yes.
He said, "You guys want to take a break?" My buddy Ralph is DJing at the Merc, and we were recording like 3 blocks away from the Merc, so we went. And I would loved it. I got drunk and listened to Ralph DJ, and I was thinking about moving back to Santa Barbara. Things were kind of finishing up for me in LA and what I wanted to do there, and I just like DM'd him. I was like, dude, let me know when we can DJ. Like, I'd love to DJ with you. And I had DJ'd before. Like, I kind of lied to a hotel and told them I could DJ. And I didn't know how. But then I went to Punk on Vinyl, and the guy who does Punk on Vinyl in Santa Barbara, he showed me how to DJ. So I kind of just wung it. And I really don't
like a punk, dude.
Like a punk. Like what a punk would do.
Just lying to people.
I lie.
Just lying like, I'm a DJ.
Yeah, I can DJ. You're gonna give me $200,
dude. Honestly,
to do
shout
nothing?
out
to drink mimosas.
Shout out to the real DJs.
Yeah, shout out to the real DJs.
Real DJs of Instagram.
The real DJs of Instagram, like
the ones putting out all those crazy scratch videos, dude. How do they have time to get, dude?
Scratching, like people. This is a common thing when you're DJing. Especially with vinyl, I don't think people do that when you have like computers and shit. Like everyone thinks, oh, there's computers. I don't want to even talk to them.
Yeah.
But with the vinyl, people always want to come up and touch the vinyl.
They always want to scratch.
And they always want to scratch.
It's crazy.
Or they want you to scratch. I'm like, that's an art form.
Dude, yeah.
That's like its
I have
own
too much respect.
thing.
Yeah. We should have someone on the podcast who can actually scratch.
I should get DJ Wicked on the podcast.
That would be amazing.
I would love that. DJ Wicked. Can someone show this to DJ Wicked, and I'll talk to him about how he changed my life?
Yes, I used to listen to the DJ Wicked mixes late night.
Yeah.
Growing up on the radio, dude.
Yeah, shout out to Rags in Ventura. Rags in Ventura is like an urban street where, like, I used to buy a lot of clothes from there when I was in junior high, and they sold the DJ Wicked compilation CDs. You could still buy them there. I went in there like a few months ago, and they're still there.
And you tried to take a picture, dude, and they
I
told you to
did.
stop.
I did.
Like a
Because he puts the track names on there. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, what
You're like,
songs are
oh,
on
dude,
here?
let me get these.
Yeah, let me get these.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean, that would be awesome. I love, yeah.
He closed his DMs, though.
Dude.
I'll find a way.
Dude, we'll find a way.
I've met him a couple times at KCSB.
There you go.
Yeah, that's
There
my
you
end.
go. That's
my
your
end.
end. Yeah. Hi, I work for KCSB.
Hi, do you think you could come on my podcast? He's like, how many people are listening? I got 90 on the last video.
No, 90. That's tight.
That's not bad. I don't
That's not
know.
bad.
That's the thing. Like, I talked about a lot in the first podcast, but like YouTube, it's like,
Yeah.
I think like the third major player now.
Yeah.
It's like Instagram, Spotify, and YouTube.
I know. It's
People
crazy.
are off of Facebook. My mother loves Facebook, and that's enough for me to get off of Facebook. And Twitter is fun, but
Yeah.
you
Who's on
know,
there?
trolls, a lot of eggs, and people who just want to be negative.
There's a lot of negativity on Twitter.
I think people on Instagram are still supportive. They want to like the posts.
Yeah.
They like the photos.
Because it's like, yeah.
Spotify's how everyone's listening to music now.
Yeah, I know.
And
it's
YouTube's
crazy.
like visual. Let me watch some videos or let me listen to a podcast on
Yeah.
YouTube. And
I know. It's so crazy. Damn.
yeah. Have you even gotten that far yet? Or are you still with like, I just released a record. Let me figure the rest out. Because
What?
you don't have a Facebook page.
Oh, dude, no. I'm not going to make one.
All right.
Oh, it's just too much. Someone was like, I'm playing a show on the 26th.
Yeah. Promote the show.
Yeah. If you are hearing this and you're in Santa Barbara or near Santa Barbara, or
Yeah.
honestly, dude,
This
if
comes
you
out
wanna
tomorrow.
drive,
Comes out Tuesday.
what comes out Tuesday?
This.
Oh yeah, tomorrow. So you're gonna hear this, and I'm playing at Soho in Santa Barbara on the 14th, Saturday, with Mexico City Blonde. So that's like one show. But I'm setting up another show at the Bico Garage, and they asked me, the person I'm setting up with, they asked me if I had a Facebook page to
Nice.
be a host. And I was like,
Like,
sorry,
nope.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, I feel like maybe I'm being irresponsible, but that's fine.
It's just one more platform to build to make it
I don't
look
know.
legit on a website that no one cares about anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm not really concerned with like. There's nothing that Facebook will do for me in terms of like giving the things I want to give to people.
Yeah.
Like I basically just want to give music to people, and
Mhm.
I want to give like maybe some pictures.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know. Like if you're listening to this and you're an app developer and you want to make a new freaking MySpace,
Well, that's like
go
a
for
big
it.
that's like a big thing. It's like the government controlling Facebook.
Yeah, that's
And it's
crazy.
like let's just start
Well,
another
but it's
one. Let's just
Instagram is
start
the same
a
way.
you know. Well, they're owned by
They're-
Facebook, so it's like
yeah. So
let's just start another one, man.
yeah,
They
let's
tried
go.
that though. Elo. I don't know if you
I
had
did
an
not even.
you didn't get an Elo
No.
account. I still get emails from them.
Wow. What about I actually don't even know what TikTok is, but
Oh, you're not on TikTok?
no, but my album is.
Your album's
I
on
put it on TikTok. I was like, I don't know. Why not?
Damn.
So yeah.
Let's make some videos, dude.
Let's go. I'm down. I feel like
TikTok's like the new Vine.
okay, that's kind of what it seems like.
But what happened to Vine?
I don't know what happened to Vine.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vine, I think it just died. I think someone bought it and burned it.
Yeah.
I think that's what happened.
It died on the Vine.
Died on the Vine. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I I don't know why I put it on TikTok. I kind of just saw it and I was like, oh yeah, TikTok. That sounds crazy. I thought I actually might download it and go see what it's
No,
like.
you totally should.
Yeah, maybe I will. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know, man.
TikTok,
social
yeah,
media and
it's
the internet is a crazy place. The internet is crazy filtered now. Like
Yeah.
you look at like 1999 websites and they're just like
Space
it was
Jam.
just like exactly
You can
Space
you can
Jam.
still go on the Space Jam website.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's like you go to like at that time you're just like going to a website. Like it's just like you found a website and you had to go from one website to another website.
Yeah.
You're just like website hopping.
Yeah. And then
But-
elementary school, they stressed so much like how to like check like where the information's coming from,
I know.
and which is
And look at
such a
us now.
skill that's lost.
Look at us now.
And like teachers used to tell us, like, don't believe everything you read on the internet because anyone can put it
And
up.
look at us all believing everything
and we
on
believe
the internet.
everything.
Oh, man, it's crazy. I know we didn't learn anything.
And I clicked that
Hopefully we
bait.
did. And I clicked the bait.
I clicked the bait.
Whatever. You know, I guess we'll make it
These
through.
child stars, see what they look like now.
Oh
I'm
my.
like, oh yeah. What do they look
What
like?
do they look like?
What do they look like
I
now?
never click on this. I'm never curious.
I see Mario Lopez on television. I don't need to know what he looks like, but I'll still click on it to see what the rest of the cast of Saved by the Bell look like.
See, and I never watched that.
Twist. Lark Voorhees looks like a mess.
I mean, I don't even. That means nothing to me. But
Okay, that's fine.
I don't know. I can kind of empathize, like thinking about, like, oh, Mary Kate and Ashley. Like, if I saw that,
Yeah.
like, oh, Mary Kate and Ashley, where are they now?
They went to NYU.
I would.
Why do I know this?
Who didn't though? You know.
They let everyone in. Everyone go in.
Come on in.
Yeah, it's NYU.
They're
Come on
buying
in.
up half New York anyway. So.
That's true.
Wow, New York has come up like 2 times now. You know, I want to
Hey.
shout out Houston.
Well-traveled. Yeah, shout
wanna
out
shout out
Houston. Say what
Houston.
you want to say about Houston.
Because, like, New York is coming up a couple times. And, like, if New York is coming up, I definitely have to have Houston come up.
Yeah. Houston's been really good to us.
Houston has
They
been.
take care of
Houston
us when we're
was
over there.
Actually, I'll have you know,
Let's hear it.
Houston was my number 5 city in over the weekend.
We're talking stats?
We're talking stats.
Oh, cool. We're talking stats.
Over, dude. Because I love how you can see where people are listening.
Oh, yeah.
It's actually really cool.
It's nice.
It's like, oh, who's tuning in?
Well, because that's how I based that tour around in February.
Yeah,
I was like,
that's so
oh,
cool.
there's like, a bunch of people in New York listening. Okay, we'll schedule that for a Saturday, like things like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Houston was number 5.
Houston's been really nice to us.
Yes. Shout out to the homies in Houston.
Dallas was really sweet.
Dallas. Oh yeah, on this past tour.
This past tour is our
This
first
past
time
tour,
in Dallas.
dude. Yeah, Dallas was awesome.
And then Austin.
Every time.
Also really sweet to us.
Also super sweet. Yeah. Every time we're in Texas, Texas is good.
Yeah, it's like we usually route that way, so it's like
Yeah.
a good like beginning of the tour. Like, oh,
Yeah.
get to see some friends before we have to go to the south, who
Slog
we don't
through.
know anyone.
Although now we do.
We know people in the south now.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is great.
Super good.
Yeah.
Um.
Dang. All right. So after
Okay. Yeah. So we
after
were at
fine, we
Yeah.
move on to
Me
talking.
talking. Yeah, and me at that point in the record, it's like a little trio. Like me talking, let's, and me listening are like. They're not one song, but they're also like a trio.
yeah.
A trinity.
Yeah.
They're one,
The
but
Holy
3.
Trinity.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it's like me talking is me talking. It's just kind of
Yeah.
like a rambly, like just kind of a vomiting of
Emotion.
just emotion and
Yeah.
of just like
A short.
yeah, it's like
really
short and very not necessarily like all rhyming.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like a bunch of words, which is just
How'd
like
that
talking.
chord progression come about? Because it kind of
Oh,
goes
yeah.
a lot of different places.
I know. It's like I just kind of kept going with it.
Yeah.
It was just like it's not done yet, and then I would just kind of play the next chord and be like, "Ah, it's not done yet," and then
Yeah.
I just got
At
to
that point, you
whole
realize like,
thing.
oh, there's not a chorus on this song.
yeah,
You know?
yeah. It just kind of
And
felt
you're
like a
just like,
walk.
ah.
You just kind of walk through it.
Yeah, that part of like the songwriting, you're like, this isn't going where normal songs go, but it's good and
Yeah.
it's going somewhere unique,
Yeah, exactly, and that's kind of how that one
not
felt
your
to me.
traditional route.
Yeah. It was, just kind of on its own. I felt like even though I could have tried to make it into something that was more a pop format,
Yeah,
like kind of contrasting it with like Little Moth, where I did push all the way
yeah,
to that. This one is very much closer to like it was done like that.
yeah,
And I didn't want to make it into anything else. I felt like it was complete like that. A complete moment.
yeah,
For me, like if a song feels like a complete moment, it's done. So
True.
even if it's not like a standard thing, like if you feel like you felt time stop, that's what it's for.
Then I guess we'll skip over one but come back to it. But then me talking, which is like
Me
song.
listening.
Me listening.
Me listening. After Let's. Me listening is actually an instrumental that I wrote with my friend Nate.
There you go.
Nate Morey.
Nate Morey, you will hear a beat of his.
Yes, you're going to hear Nate
he's
Morey's
gonna
beat.
He's going to close out the podcast with that.
Yes, I'm so excited. It's such a cool beat.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah. So, shout out to Nate Morey. We recorded that together quite a while ago, actually. I think like
the beat
two or 3 years ago. Not the beat. The beat he actually made when we were recording in LA.
There you go.
No, the song, Me Listening. I actually wrote that a while ago and recorded it. A different version of it, but I used the drums actually from that recording.
Oh, cool. So Nate's on the record.
Yeah.
Cool.
Those two, that drum beat on there, I think is Nate playing with toms.
Cool.
Yeah. And so that was something that I had made a while ago, and then I found that I kept coming back to it.
Yeah.
The chord progression and just the feeling of it, and it felt like the perfect thing to contrast me talking with.
Yeah.
Because it's like super comforting. Like originally it was just called Lullaby.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of like a lullaby thing. So yeah.
And the chords, they're similar to me talking, or are they?
Yeah, they are kind of similar, but they're more like, I would say they're more resolved.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot more resolution in Me Listening.
Yeah.
It's a much more still song.
Which is how you are when you're listening.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how those feel to me, as like the difference between talking and listening. You can hear that.
The thing I liked about that track is that it reminded me most of like one of those instrumentals on Pet Sounds, which is crazy because I just showed you Pet Sounds in like March. Yeah, so you had no idea.
I had no idea that kind of thing even existed in recorded history, but there it is.
It's very much with like that guitar tone. Even sounds very Pet Soundsy, and just like the ooze and all the voices like reminds me the most of that.
Yeah, which is crazy because I did that. Yeah, I guess like 2 years
before I even showed you Pet Sounds.
Yeah, that's crazy. I know, and Pet Sounds is crazy.
It's crazy.
It's a crazy record. Yeah, I know it is. I like that you hear that in that, because for me, I'm not gonna hear that. Yeah. So it's cool, and even though I can't count that as like an influence.
Totally. But that's part of the process.
Like the cool thing is that kind of doesn't matter.
You put it out there, and now we're taking what we want from it.
Yeah.
And like processing it.
Exactly. It's like everyone's gonna hear it in a different way.
Yeah.
Like, who can say what really anything's inspiration is?
Yeah.
You can go on Who Sampled and find out.
Yeah. The true sample.
The true Who Sampled. .com.
Okay, then we skipped over Let's.
Yeah, we skipped over Let's
because those songs are so paired. But Let's is actually in between.
Let's goes in between me talking and me listening.
Let's is definitely the most lo-fi track on the record.
Yeah, and it's that was the first one that was done.
Yeah.
That's been done since I wrote it, since I made it on the iPad. Like the demo sounds so similar to that version.
And like every time I was there and we were like, oh, let's re-record this song, and then Eric was like, it's done.
It's done.
It's done.
Which I think if you listen to the demo and then you listen to the one,
you guys definitely
you
definitely put your touch on it.
Yeah,
and it sounds like more present.
Yeah, for sure. But I do love. I love the spirit of the demo, and it's definitely still there in the main track.
To be said about that. Like sometimes you just get it right the first time, and it has a vibe and a feeling.
Exactly, and it had the feeling, so I wanted to keep the feeling. But I definitely I see them as two different versions, like the demo and the one that I put out, and I think they each have their place. And the one that I put out because it fits with the rest of the record. And I like the way that it sounds and the way that it turned out.
Yeah.
But I love that song. I mean, it's one of my favorites for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I thought it's like, this is definitely a single. Like,
Yeah,
this
totally.
is something I want to share with people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just feels really good, and I love what it's saying. And
When is the dub version coming out?
yeah,
That's what people have been asking.
I know.
People,
I'm sure
as
they've
in,
been asking.
yeah, the people as in the voices in my head have been asking.
In your head. Yeah, because you want that dub version so bad.
I need that high pitched snare.
Yeah,
like really tight.
Yeah. I would love that. I mean, that would be so cool to hear. Be so cool.
We should do it. We'll do it.
I think we should do it.
Yeah,
we'll do it. Eventually.
We'll get Joe on there.
I know. Oh, yes, exactly. Yeah, we'll make that happen. The dub version is coming soon. Yeah, coming soon to a theater near you.
Let's dub.
Version. Let's dub version.
Let's dub.
The version, actually. It would just be the version.
We'll do the version. Let's dub.
Let's dub, dude.
Where you dub your whole record.
Yeah.
Let's
dub. Dub Side of the Moon.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I saw them at Soho.
Oh, that's crazy.
It was insane.
Yeah. Good old Soho.
Yeah, man. All right, then what's the next?
On the 14th.
Playing there on the 14th. Mexico City Blondes. We the Beat presents.
Exactly. Get that show promo in.
We need the ticket sales. The ticket sales. They gotta pick them up.
They gotta come up, everybody.
Gotta come up. Guys are worrying about the ticket sales. Okay, so yeah, then after that.
Yeah. After me listening is Pressed. Yeah.
Another change of the radio station.
Which I love.
Alt Rock 92.9.
Is
Stylings.
Dude,
no,
honestly,
it's not.
Oh man, I would love for it to be 92.9 now. Yeah. The style of it is definitely like just straight like pop. Again, like another pop rock. Kind of like how Little Moth is pop rock, but it's like sad pop rock, you know?
Yeah.
But this is like kind of happier pop rock.
Yeah.
And I guess I like to paint it like that with those broad brushes, because that's kind of what it is. It's like people hear a ton of different things in that song, and for me, that's just like what I do. That's like me trying to do a rock song.
Totally.
And also you putting on your own like rock touches.
Yeah, because we definitely work together to kind of like get that structure tight
and that song too, and that sound.
I feel like that one probably has the most of me.
I think so. Yeah.
Most of this record.
I kind of wanted to put like featuring Dante Elephante, because that riff that you do in it is very like iconic.
Yeah, I'm playing guitar on that one.
Yeah. So yeah, and Eric's playing keys.
That's right.
So that's like the most like band song that I feel like was on
totally.
there.
I think we spent a lot of time on that one.
And we did spend the most time on that in the studio. A lot of this record was like, I would say like half of it was like us going into that studio that one time, and then the other half was just me sitting at home like finishing the record like with a microphone.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like but that's what I wanted for that song. I wanted to be kind of a band song.
Yeah.
It's like it's supposed to be a band song. Yeah. So I love the way that turned out, and how kind of like rock.
You had the bass line first.
Yeah, I had the bass line first.
So the whole song is kind of built around that bass line?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
And then I wrote that solo at the end too, that kind of like New Order-y solo, which I love. Those kind of like bookend the track. Cool. So like I think everything else kind of just fits in between there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember showing you guys that demo in the van.
That's right.
Yeah. Or just playing it for you. Yeah. And so that was kind of early. That was one of the earlier songs too, for sure.
Definitely. Yeah, the early songs to me are like Pressed, Let's.
Mm-hmm.
Those songs were very early.
Yeah.
And then the last song of the record.
Yeah, it's how
we get to the very end.
Yes, and here we are at the end of the record.
I think Being in Love's maybe the first song you showed me.
Yeah, which is crazy because it's like
the last track on the record.
Yeah. And did I show you that tape version?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Because that's what was in your car, the tape.
That's right.
So what's the story behind that?
I just, one night, I had written that song and I had played it. I had like made a demo, like a whole version of it on the iPad, like super built out, like almost like orchestrated, like so many different parts. And then Just one night was sitting down with the Lord's board.
Yeah.
And
What is the Lord's board?
The Lord's board is featured on this record, and the Lord's board is a mixing board, an old mixing board I saved from a church.
There you go.
From a church.
How'd you find it?
dumpster.
Craigslist or?
No, actually, Hannah's dad gave it to me.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's got like all the parts of the church on the board still, like the pulpit and the choir and stuff. So yeah, so you hear that the reverb on that board on that song, and that's kind of just how I did it. I just like plugged into the board and had some headphones and just had the I was borrowing a tape player from Gabe.
Cool.
And shout out to Gabe.
Shout out to Gabe
for providing the necessary materials for that last song. Although I did buy the tape actually in Canada randomly.
Got it.
At a record store where they had tapes. I just bought a crazy record and then those tapes. Because the guy was like, "Do you need some tapes too?" I was like, "Maybe."
Probably. You never know.
I don't know, man. Indie music is crazy.
It's crazy. The DIY scene's really
DIY
nuts.
scene, I'm like, yeah, maybe like the apocalypse will happen. I only have a tape player. Yeah,
we're getting close.
The big one, I'm like thinking like, okay, I'm gonna need water and some tape.
Yeah. Some cassette tape to record these songs.
Dude, I'm gonna have these songs I need to share. Oh my god. I honestly think I bought tapes because I saw Field Medic and Derek Ted had tapes when we played together. And I was like, tapes? That's sick. And I was like, I could make a tape maybe.
Yeah, I can make a tape. So the thing I'm trying to figure out is like, was there an attempt to re-record that song, or did we not even try?
No, I don't think we even tried.
We just like went back to that cassette.
Yeah, that cassette was like kind of where I felt like that moment was captured.
Same thing with like Let's. The demo is it.
Yeah, because basically
you just nailed it.
Yeah, it's like sometimes that closeness to the moment is important.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I don't want to like overwork things, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that if there is that desire later on, you can always rework it.
That's true.
People are always like remixing and re-releasing things anyway. So.
Dude, let me get the stems.
Dude, yeah, you can remix the stems. Yeah.
Well, great. Man.
Yeah. And
that's
then
awesome.
and then the last moment.
Oh yeah.
Of being in love is like a secret track. Which isn't really a secret. Like it's not long enough away from the main track to be a secret track.
Yeah, I learned not to do secret tracks because Spotify wasn't like, that's what delayed my record going on Spotify. Spotify was like, why is there a song with 50 minutes, like seconds?
Yeah, 50 seconds of silence. I know, which is I think is so dumb because like on a CD. Because of fucking Wolfpack.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can cuss on this, but like fucking Wolfpack ruined it for everybody, dude.
Yeah. They found that loophole.
Trying to game the system,
dude.
They
closed that loophole.
It's like, oh, we're not gonna put on music on this.
Yeah.
And they tried to be all smart about it. It was like, oh, it's like John Cage's like for whatever.
Yeah, totally.
But it's like digital sounds. So it's like, fuck you, dude. You try to pay for your tour with that. Like we all out here. We all out here.
We are here. I know.
We're all trying to do this, dude. Why are you trying to find a shortcut?
They found that shortcut and then they closed that shortcut. And then when it came time for me,
it's like of all the people, Volpec does not need to find a shortcut.
Well, at the time they needed the shortcut. Time,
they wanted the shortcut.
Yeah.
You know, I think patience is a freaking virtue.
I keep telling people that, man.
Tell it.
I keep shouting that on the corner.
Shouting that on Twitter.
Yeah.
Just being all negative.
Right in the corner of the street.
Yeah,
no one listens to me, man.
That's honestly how people use Twitter, though.
I know. Like, that's why I don't see Twitter as like a viable like marketing your project. Yeah. It's fun to go on there and you'll see memes and shit, but like.
Yeah. I did see something very positive from New York. Once again, New York.
Oh shit! Shout out to New York. Wow! Shout again to New York. I don't think New York needs shout outs. I think they're good.
Honestly, dude, New York does not care about shout outs.
Yeah, they're good.
It's not gonna need them or want them or even be affected by them.
That was such a great show, though.
New York was cool.
Yeah, New York was.
New York was super cool.
Both times in New York this year were really fun.
Yeah, they were. Yeah. They totally were. Yeah. I know. New York is actually really cool. I do like New York. And it's nice to feel like it's kind of like a second home for me.
Yeah.
I feel. There's definitely enough. There's definitely still enough connection.
Okay,
for me
we
to
got
feel
it.
like,
You're from New York. You're
Yeah,
originally
dude.
born in New York. That's where we
Exactly.
found out where you're from and what you
dude,
are.
and what I am.
We
Dude,
figured it
it's
out.
yeah, it's crazy. New York, but yeah.
Yeah. Should we answer a question? I asked Instagram.
Oh
No,
no, dude! I was saying
wait,
about the
what?
last
Say it,
the
say it,
part
say
of
it.
being in love. What? Why did we start talking about the city?
I don't know, man.
Oh no.
Okay, so the last part of being in love.
Oh, because of the secret track.
The secret track.
Yes, exactly. It's kind of a secret track.
Yeah.
Yeah, the last part is from the demo. It's from the demo that I didn't use.
Yeah.
And but that was the only part where I felt like this is important. This is still something I want people to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like in the same way that like you have an intro, like that's like the outro. So like the album, like you come in and you go out with the voices, and at the last part there are some strings, but I guess it just feels like right. You get people in, you want to get people out too. So
That's awesome.
yeah, so that's the whole record.
Sick. That's awesome. I'm glad we got to talk about the whole record.
Dude, me too. That's crazy. We really got through
We went through each track.
I know. Yeah.
And now it's time to answer some questions
Dude,
from
let's answer
Instagram.
questions from Instagram. That sounds awesome.
I didn't have a lot to talk about last podcast. I addressed the guy who commented on the Call Me on the Phone music video. So
yeah, he said get a manager.
He said get a better manager.
Get a better manager.
I,
I love how he assumed that you had a
fun
manager.
fact, there is no one.
You're all, anybody at this point, anybody would be a better manager because I have no manager.
Anyone who knows more than me, I'm welcome to it, please. So I was like
accepting resumes,
and I thought I had more, and I was like, okay, let's try another one. Oh, that's it. That's the only comment. So I was like, Instagram, like send me some, and I got a lot of responses.
That's cool. I can't wait to. I honestly had no idea we were gonna do this. I'm super excited.
Here you go. Do you like pickles?
Do you?
Do you?
Oh, do I? Oh, absolutely. I love pickles.
Nice,
dude. Oh man, so good. I just love.
Have you pickled before?
I haven't pickled any. Oh, actually, I have. I've made sauerkraut.
Really?
Yeah, totally, and it was so good.
Easy or
super
hard?
Easy, super easy. Everyone should make it.
Yeah,
yeah.
I like pickles too.
Yeah, pickles are good.
I like sweet pickles.
I don't know about sweet pickles. You can like sweet pickles.
It's not for everyone.
I personally don't like it,
and that's okay.
Although I actually did recently eat some sweet pickles after someone offered like, "Do you want pickles?" And I said yes, but then they were sweet. But then I ate them because I'm not gonna turn somebody down like that.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Yeah, so then
and there's
I ate
a place in
like,
Santa Barbara
called Three Pickles,
Three Pickles,
which is literally on this street right here.
Yeah. Well,
like,
we don't need to tell people where you live.
Dude, people are gonna be going up and down.
They're gonna come looking for you, man.
They're gonna go to Three Pickles and they'll be like, "Okay, someone on this street,
he must be close. I could feel him.
I can feel it.
He must be close."
Yo,
yeah, they got 3 types of pickles there. Really good sandwiches.
Wait, what kinds of pickles?
I don't know. I think like one's just like a thick cut. It's just all based on the cut, I think.
Oh, really?
Maybe the pickling process was kind of different, but I love that place.
Yeah, that's a good place.
I brought a 3 Pickles shirt on tour.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why people are asking.
Oh shit. Do you think that's why they're asking?
I don't know why they're asking.
I don't know, man.
Who knows why anybody does anything?
I'm just asking these questions that they ask me.
Okay,
what's your
next?
favorite chord?
What is your favorite? Okay, do I have to answer these?
You
all
probably
first?
know who asked that one.
Who asked that?
Well, it wasn't Joey, but it was Anna Wu. Shout out to Anna Wu.
Oh, shout out to Anna Wu.
Yeah, she asked that question. What's your favorite?
What's your
chord?
favorite chord? Mine is probably. Wow, should I even give this out? I use this chord too much.
Well, you don't have to say the actual like key, but like, yeah, what kind of chord is it?
It's a minor add 9 chord. That's my favorite.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Wow.
I know. I'm gonna give that one out. Actually,
That's
I felt. It's funny because I actually don't care if people steal that chord. I mean, it's not even stealing a chord. It's like I don't own that chord. But there was definitely a time where I showed someone that chord, and then they like made a song around that whole chord, and I was like, dude, I just showed you that. Like,
but was it really good?
And it was a bad song. No. They were like copying. They were like trying to like copy.
I can give you the tools, but if you can't build a decent shed, what kind of carpenter are you?
Yeah, exactly. I know. It's that was so long ago. That was like in high school. That was like in high school.
Oh, in high school.
I showed somebody a chord, and they like. And then I felt like they just didn't pay me that respect.
Sure.
I was like, dude, I showed you that, man. Why are you trying to pretend like you made this.
Oh yeah,
up.
yeah.
But that's high school. Now, if I saw that person, I'd be like, "Let me show you a chord I really love," which is me.
The same one
right now.
the
Same one. He's like, "Dude, you already showed me
He's
that
like,
in high
"Dude, you already
school,"
showed me."
and you
He's
got
like-
mad about me using it in a song, even though nobody owns that chord. And I was like, "Yeah, you're right. I'm older now and wiser.
And I still,
Thank you."
I still use that chord.
Yeah, and I still use that chord. I haven't learned any new chords in the past.
All right, well,
Yeah.
sick.
What's your favorite chord?
Major sevenths.
Yeah,
use
major
them-
sevens
I use
are
them a
so
lot.
good. Yeah.
But
that's a
now it's like
classic.
the industry is all major sevens. I hear a new
Everybody's
song on
in.
Spotify and it's like, oh, major
Yeah.
seventh, and I kind of like turn off.
Yeah.
So it's like,
a lot of major sevenths out there.
Who knows?
Still a good chord.
It's
I
still
mean,
a
I
great
think if
chord.
you're like looking for chords,
yeah,
definitely try a major seventh.
exactly.
But
If you're wondering what like that Mac DeMarco chord is, it's the major seven.
it's the sample that he. it's that.
It's the Japanese artist he
it's the
stole
Japanese
from.
artist he stole.
That's fine.
No,
I'll
it's a
say
sample.
it.
Dude.
I'll say it.
That'll be on Who Sampled.
Yeah.
He'll probably listen to it. Hey, well, even if he did listen to this, I don't think he will. But he'll be like,
No,
"Yeah,
he never
whatever."
will.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
knows,
Dude.
and he knows. I think
And he
I
knows.
think he actually did give credit
Dude, he's
to
a
that
punk.
artist.
He doesn't care.
He probably already gave credit.
Who cares, dude?
All right then. Well, Raf,
What's the next question?
that's it, man. The rest are all like super personal.
Whoa, like how personal?
Like when's the last time you had a hickey?
What? You like trying to find
No,
out?
no,
Oh my
no,
God.
no one asked you that.
Oh my God.
But those are the most. Yeah, the rest are like house tour, which is like a good question.
It was
for,
good.
No, I know, but for like for all of us,
That's true.
for
We're
when
gonna
we
do
do
a
the tour
podcast.
recap. Yeah,
Yeah, the tour
with all the
recap.
guys.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, man.
Dude. Thank
The
you.
record's great. If you haven't listened to it yet, go do that.
Yes, please
Cool.
go do that, dude.
yeah.
Well, thanks. I feel very honored to be on the podcast.
Feel good?
On the second episode.
Yeah, episode 2. I feel
Episode
good.
2.
I didn't sweat as much on this one.
Yeah, this one was
Yeah.
good. I don't know. We'll see how good it is compared to the next one we do.
I know. The next one's going to be fun. I really want to play Mario Kart and drink White Claw and film it. That's like
Yeah.
what I want to do.
I
for that
know.
one.
I know. Hopefully y'all don't feel like that's too deep. That's too personal. But it's definitely a deeply personal obsession of ours.
Yeah.
Or at least after this tour.
Yeah.
So we'll let you in on the secret. You'll get to see all of our playing styles and copy them in your favorite
Do not take.
races.
Yeah, do not take.
And you can see
my
all of our
combos.
mains. Your combos, yeah. I have my combo and then I have my secret combo for
Oh,
when people start
shit.
copying me, like Zach does.
He does do that.
Honestly,
That's
it's gonna.
something he
If
does.
we play Mario Kart on this podcast, we're gonna have to, we're gonna be yelling the whole time.
Yep. We need more mics, too. Zach has mics.
Yeah, he's got a lot.
He's
of
definitely
mics.
got mics. All right, then. That was fun, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah. Talk to you soon.